Welcome to indiaintracts.com and sulekha.com, presenting the cookery show. Myself, Levin Johnson, and I've got Arjun Yadav here assisting me with making this dish. We're going to be making Beeja, manoli, upkari. The ingredients that you might be needing here is, we got coconut oil here, and in the sequence of how I would be putting it in to make this dish, we got dry red chilies, mustard seeds, jeera, split of the urad, or you can even use the whole urad, but it has to be peeled, chopped onions, cashew nuts, chopped ginger here, green chilies chopped again, salt for the seasoning, and for the garnish, you got the curry leaves and desiccated fresh coconuts. Out here, what you got is called tindley. That's how it looks when it's whole. It's a miniature of cucumbers, looks like cucumbers, which is also called kovakai in Tamil. And this is how you want it to be cut, in strips, cut into quarters lengthwise. Here we got a pan on to get the water going. We got to blanch off the cashew nuts and the kovakai, which is also called the tindley. And we got to add in a bit of salt into the water to season the vegetables. The water boils in really quick. You're going to put a lid on. The water is going to be ready to boil. In the meanwhile, you can get this pan going nice and warm for the oil to be start with the coconut oil. And just when it starts to bubble here, the tindley is ready to go into the water. And just a quick blanch, or maybe just first boil, a bit more salt being added here. Wait for it to get one boil, and then you have the cashew nuts going in. We got the tindley to boil at the moment. And when it's halfway through, you could get in the cashew nuts and you can get the lid back on. In the meanwhile, we could get started with the tempering of these vegetables. Wait for the pan to be nicely warm. Coconut oil 15 ml to start with. The dry red chilies here. 5 grams of mustard, white jeera 4 grams, 5 grams of split urad dal, and you could broil all this until you could hear a crackle of the mustard seeds. Just when the mustard starts to crackle, it's time to put in the onions. 100 grams of chopped onions. While the onions are getting sweated off, it will be just time to get the tindleys to strain. You can let it to strain while we can continue sweating off the onions. Then again, we got to make sure the flame's just right, not burn the onions and the whole spices we got it in. 10 grams of chopped ginger, 10 grams of green chili, and half of the coconuts that we got it grated. We're going to use the remaining half for the garnish. Just enough salt, just before we put in the tindleys along with the cashew nuts. Salt really helps to moisten as well as cook off the onions. A bit more of desiccated coconut, and just throw in the vegetables. After a good nice stir, I'd advise you could always put a lid on just to get the flavors as well as the salt to seep in. You could give it a stir in between to make sure that nothing is sticking on to the bottom. And it's come out beautiful. You could get some pan going to get the garnish ready here. Just a few more spoons of coconut oil. Just adds on to the flavors. Curry leaves with the coconut oil. You could switch the flames off and get the dish on the plate. To garnish, you could just have in a bit of fresh grated coconut and the broiled off curry leaves to top. And we got this dish ready here. Beeja, manoli, upkari.